Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, there's no better way to learn about the electorate than by going door-to-door canvassing. And I did a lot of that during my campaign. Mostly, I just had friendly conversations with neighbors. But there's one story of meeting a woman along the campaign trail that really sticks in my memory. The woman who answered the door, she was about my age. She was a mom, a teacher, a Catholic. And she disclosed to me early on that she had historically supported Republicans. So I told her about my stance on health care, on public education, and on traffic congestion. And she had me shake hands with her disabled son. And I shared with her stories about how I had advocated for people with disabilities. I could tell that she wanted to support me, but something was holding her back. She finally said that she had never supported a Democrat before because of the issue of abortion. But recently, she didn't feel that she could support Republicans. And there I stood, a Democrat, knocking on her door. So, we talked about abortion. I explained to her how if Republicans were in charge, she could likely see some pretty big changes. She shared that what she really wanted was for abortion laws to stay the same. She didn't want increased access, but she also didn't want decreased access. Then she paused, and she said, "Couldn't politicians focus on other issues instead of abortion?" she asked. Yes, I said, I could support that. You see, what I learned through canvassing was that in my district, it's not enough anymore to just simply be pro-guns and pro-life to get traditionally Republican votes. The old rules don't apply anymore. People's views have changed. That mother I spoke with could see how deeply we in Georgia are failing our women and our children, how our infrastructure and limited resources are resulting in the preventable deaths of women who want to be mothers. But I don't see Republicans fully addressing these issues. Most mothers who are on Medicaid lose their Medicaid 6 months postpartum, but maternal deaths continue to spike in the second 6 months following childbirth, after they've lost their Medicaid. You see, people, the voters, they know the difference between being pro-life and just anti-abortion, between truly supporting mothers and babies by providing access to things like health care, and punishing women for the decisions they make about their economic situations. People recognize when laws are being pushed that play only to the most extreme views. Now, perhaps that woman that I spoke with might agree with the Benedictine nun, Sister Joan Chittister, who said, "I do not believe that just because you're opposed to abortion, that makes you pro-life. In fact, I think in many cases, your morality is deeply lacking if all you want is a child born, but not a child fed, not a child educated, and not a child housed." This nun continues, "And why would I think that you don't? Because you aren't putting your tax dollars there. That's not pro-life," she says. That's pro-birth. My voters have asked me, why are Republicans not expanding Medicaid when our hospitals need the revenue to keep their doors open? Why are we keeping Medicaid reimbursement rates so low that doctors don't want to participate? Why are we not adequately funding our public schools? Why do we spend less money on people with disabilities than most any other state in the entire nation? Why are Republicans so unconcerned that House Bill 481 could result in even fewer doctors in our state available to deliver babies and care for pregnant women? Well, I think increasing numbers of Georgia's voters, especially female voters, are beginning to wonder the same thing. And thank God, women are voting and running for office more than we ever have before. I am here because I answered a call. So is Senator Karen Shack. So is Senator Jordan. So is Senator Williams. And come 2020, there will be more. And this bill, this hurtful, insensitive, not well thought out bill, is going to help elect more women who will enact policies that prevent women from dying in childbirth and who will ensure that Georgia's children are fed, housed, and educated. Vote yes for this bill, and we're coming for your seats because that's how democracy works. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the well.